Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to you brothers that are laboring and pushing this word of truth and sincerity and in charity. This is the brother Abraham from the camp here in GMS Chicago, coming to do another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, Lord willing to be edifying. And this is a CNBC article called Twitter and Square CEO Jack Dorsey says hyperinflation will happen soon in the US and the world. And I'm pretty sure you've all been to the grocery stores lately and see how everything has gone up in price. Alright, from literally everything, pretty much. The gas prices as well, skyrocketing. Alright, I saw an article in California is up to over $7 in one area in California. Here in Chicago, it's damn near $4 a gallon. And it doesn't seem like it's any signs of it going back down. In saying anything really, from grocery prices, food prices, gas prices, real estate, everything is above that which is it normally is. And you see gold, silver, and the precious metals, the price of that going up significantly, the value of the dollar going down significantly. All right, and then the cryptocurrency is pretty much skyrocketing as well. So we know that all that leads to what? The MOTB. All right. It says Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey weighed in on escalating inflation in the U.S., saying things are going to get considerably worse. Hyperinflation is going to change everything, Dorsey tweeted Friday night. It's happening. Alright, let's go ahead and get hyperinflation. Hyperinflation is a very high and typically accelerating inflation. It quickly erodes the real value of the local currency as the prices of all goods increase. As this happens, the real stock of money, the amount of circulating money divided by the price level, decreases considerably, and the value of the dollar is going down. The price of everything is going up because they're just dumping so much debt into the economy, just printing money that's backed by nothing. Only makes the value of the dollar go down. Okay, it's fiat currency. It's not backed up by anything. It's supposed to be backed up by silver and gold, but it's not. Okay. It says this tweet comes with consumer price inflation running near a 30-year high in the U.S. and growing concern that the problem could be worse than policymakers have anticipated. On Friday, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell acknowledged that inflation pressures are likely to last longer than previously expected, noting that they could run well into next year. The central bank leader added that he expects the Fed soon to begin pulling back on the extraordinary measures it has provided to help the economy that critics say have stoked the inflation run. In addition to overseeing a social media platform that has 206 million active daily users, Dorsey is a strong Bitcoin advocate. He has said that Square, the debit and credit card processing platform that Dorsey co-founded, is looking at getting into mining the cryptocurrency. Square also owns some Bitcoin and facilitates trading in it. Alright, so yeah, everything is headed towards that cryptocurrency. Alright, they're getting rid of this dollar. They're getting away with this paper money. Okay, this is responding to user comments. Dorsey added Friday that he sees the inflation problem escalating around the globe. It will happen in the US soon, and so the world. He tweeted. Dorsey is currently both the CEO of Twitter and Square. It says it's one thing to call for faster inflation, but it may be surprising to some that Dorsey used the word hyperinflation, a condition of rapidly rising prices that can ruin currencies and bring down whole economies. And that is what you're witnessing here today in America and all over the world. All right, all these countries are getting rid of the dollar. Russia, China. Okay. It says billionaire investor Paul Tudor Jones and others have called for a period of rising inflation. Jones told CNBC earlier in the week that he owns some Bitcoin and sees it as a good inflation hedge. Clearly, there's a place for crypto. Clearly, it's winning the race against gold at the moment, Jones said Wednesday. But most of the major investors have not gone so far as to call hyperinflation, like Dorsey. All right, and that's pretty much because everybody wants to keep saying that everything's okay, that everything's going back to normal, that the economy is doing fine. Okay, the economy is not doing fine. There's more jobs available right now in the U.S. than there's ever been before. Nobody wants to work. All right, people are quitting because of these mandates, because of these draconian laws. Okay, you got the thing with Southwest. You got the CPD here in Chicago. About 1/3 of the whole CPD is most likely gonna get out, man, because they don't want to follow these mandates. Okay, so let's get James 5 and 1. It says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be witness against you. And you shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have reaped treasures together for these last days." So here it is. The riches of this world is corrupted. Gold and silver is cankered. All right, which America uses the dollar for everything. Which, just look at the value of the dollar. It's worthless, man. Probably costs more to print it than what it's actually worth, man. Let's see. I should keep going on this. Verse 5, it says, "Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth, and have been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he does not resist you." And that's pretty much Esau, these other nations ruling over Jacob, the Israelites. They don't have no mercy upon them. They held forward the affliction. Alright. Let's go ahead and get Jeremiah chapter 30. In verse 7, this is, "The loss for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Alright, and this is the time that we're entering into. Alright, the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay. You see all these movies coming out, right, about these troublous times, end of the world scenarios, all right, and the end of America as well, all right. There's the movie that I recently saw not too long ago was the Forever Purge, which was a really prophetic movie, all right, which is pretty much going into the time of Jacob's trouble, man, and the end of America, which will happen, thus saith the scriptures, thus saith prophecy. You can't escape prophecy, man. You can't. Alright, let's get Job 14 and verse 5. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So as it says in the book of Psalms that he abases and he lifts us up, Psalm 75. Okay, he's the one that exalts you and humbles you, right? Or in other words, he sets up kings, he removes kings. All right, what does Daniel 7 say? It goes into the 4 kingdoms, right? First you got the Babylonians and the Medo-Persians and the Greeks and then the Romans, right? All these had a time to rule. They all had their appointed bounds, and they couldn't pass those bounds. Once their time was up, the next kingdom came to rule. All right, and in the last days, what, the 4th beast will still be ruling, which is what, the Roman Empire. Okay, the Roman Empire, this 4th beast, which America is pretty much the revival of the Roman Empire. Okay, let's get Daniel's chapter 12 and 1 to precept that Jeremiah 30. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Okay, so Michael, the archangel, is gonna stand up for the children of Israel in these times, in these troublous times. Okay, in the time of Jacob's troubles. That's how bad it's gonna be. Michael the archangel has to come and step in and help the children of Israel. Alright, because it's gonna be a time like no other in history. Worse than World War II, worse than the Holocaust, worse than World War I, worse than the Cold War. Okay, worse than any time. Alright, and this is the times that we're into. We're at the doors of this thing. This is really the calm before the storm. Alright, you see the clouds getting darker and grayer. You hear the thunder. It's starting to drizzle. Alright, this storm, man. We're heading into a dark winter. Winter is coming, man. We're about to head into winter, and this is Matthew 24 and 19. It says, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Alright? So, Matthew 24 talks about the time of 70 AD, the abomination of desolation. Alright, and then it also talks about the end of our world, at the end of days, which we're in. So you could apply all these scriptures to today as well. Verse 21, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Right? So just like it says in Jeremiah 30 and 7, just like it says in Daniel 12 and 1, says the same thing here in Matthew 24. There's going to be a time like no other, a time of tribulation, a time of trouble that has never been. Okay? Verse 22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So these days, if these days were to continue as they were, if these days were not shortened, eventually this world would cease to exist of all humans, man. There'd be nobody left to save. Alright, Esau would eventually destroy everybody and eventually destroy himself. Alright, but for the elect's sake, these days are shortened. These days are getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Okay, and it's all for the elect's sake. All for the elect's sake. Okay? These days are being shortened. Alright, let's see. Verse 33, Matthew 24 and 33. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. Alright, so we're at the doors of this thing. It's the beginning of the end, really. Really, it was the beginning of the end when Yahushua came on the scene. Right, everybody was asking him, will thou at this time restore the kingdom unto Israel? What is the signs of the end of the world? Right, how much more now? When Paul told the Israelites in Rome that our salvation is nearer than we believe, that was 2,000 years ago. How much more now? Right? Our redemption is nigh, Akim. With that, I'm going to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makabodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Until next time, I say, Shalom.